Good morning. The readings of this 25th Sunday invite us to reflect on humility, wisdom, and service. They challenge us to live out our faith in practical ways, showing love and care for others. Let us explore the messages in these readings to deepen our understanding and commitment to following Christ. The first reading from the book of Wisdom speaks of the just person's suffering because of his righteousness, the wicked plot against the just, trying to see if God will save them. This passage reminds us that living a righteous life may lead to suffering and trials. We can learn from this reading that true wisdom is not always appreciated. Sometimes doing the right thing brings challenges and hardships. However, we are called to remain faithful and trust that God sees and knows our struggles. The first reading helps us understand that wisdom from God leads us on a path that may not be easy, but it is the right path. We should seek wisdom that brings peace, righteousness, and a closer relationship with God. Staying true to this wisdom, even when it is hard, is our call as Christians. In today's gospel, Jesus teaches his disciples about true greatness. He tells them that whoever wants to be first must be the servant of all. He then places a child in their midst, showing them that welcoming the least is welcoming him. So, the child in the gospel of today represents the most neglected segment of society. Jesus chooses the child to teach that all human beings have infinite value, being made in image and likeness of God. Secondly, the lesson on humility and service is crucial for us. Jesus turns the idea of greatness upside down. Instead of seeking power and status, he calls us to serve others, especially those who are vulnerable and in need. The virtue of humility, which is self-emptying or surrendering ourselves to God, is one of the key points of our Eucharistic theme in this last part of the liturgical year. It is by practicing humility that we'll be able to share Christ with others in our family, in our parish community, and in the world at large. In line with what Jesus said in the gospel of today, Pope Francis said, "It is in humility that we build the future of the world." Jesus overturns the criteria about what truly matters. For Jesus, greatness and success in God's eyes are measured by service, not on what someone has, but on what someone gives. The Pope then asks, do you want to be first? Then serve. Those to be served above all are those in need of receiving and who cannot give anything back. In welcoming the neglected, the little ones, and the poor, we welcome Jesus, for he is there in their midst. By serving others with humility, we follow Jesus' example. It is not about being noticed or praised, but genuine care and love for others. This is how we live out our faith and show the world the love of Christ. The second reading today from the letter of St. James speaks about conflicts that arise from our selfish desires and ambition. St. James urges us to seek peace and righteousness instead of giving in to jealousy and selfish ambition. He reminds us that true wisdom comes from God and leads to good deeds. Righteous living means putting God's will above our own desires. It involves seeking peace, being gentle, and showing mercy. These actions reflect God's wisdom and bring harmony into our lives and our communities. Brothers and sisters, the message of St. James today challenges us and at the same time encourages us to examine our motives and actions. The challenging question we are asked, we are taking home today is, are we driven by selfishness, or are we seeking to live in a way that honors God and serves others? By choosing righteousness and peace, we align our lives in God's will. Brothers and sisters, let us commit ourselves to following Christ's example in our daily lives by surrendering and sharing Christ with others. Amen.